The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of our Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Y'all started from PBS Kids, what you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. In 2020, Lovey Simone posted to her Instagram about a movie that she was starring in. It was a clip of a cheerleader team full of girls of color. This is something that I have been so desperately wanting to see done well since the first and third Bring It On movie. I had done cheerleading a bit during my childhood, so it was finally nice to see this again. Not with the black cheerleader being on the sideline as we have seen in recent years, but a black cheerleader, a dark-skinned one at that, being the main character. A story about her. That shot of the cheerleading is what got me to watch this movie, because I finally got what I had been asking for. Not a movie about a black cheerleader, but a movie about black kids at a prestigious boarding school. As we all know, Twitter is a loud minority, and I find it particularly interesting how people were complaining about Selah the Spades, saying that it was inaccessible. It was on Amazon Prime. I find that very interesting how people complained about not being able to afford to go watch Selah and the Spades on a different streaming service, but they were able to get Amazon Prime to watch The Boys and Invincible. Also, don't y'all be buying shit every single day on Amazon Prime? Y'all could have watched that movie. It was the same site, the same streaming service, and people chose not to watch it.
Bitch, hey, do your shit. What? Bitch, hey, do your shit. What? Bitch, hey, do your shit. What? Bitch.
Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, my scene. You know what I mean. It's my scene, you know what
I'll wear my sunglasses at night.
No.
Shut up. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Harriyanna and welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harrihood's pirate ship. I am the captain, you are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Come here. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate, but hi, hello, how are you? My name is Harriyanna and welcome... What? It's late. I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues I find within those spaces. Now, this video was actually, this is my second time recording this. I did it as a voiceover, but y'all, I am exhausted. I am tired, all right? And this video was just not gonna be done if it was voiceover. It would have been a slideshow, not even a slideshow. Y'all would have been looking at a blue screen as I spoke. But today, I want to sit here and just talk about why y'all don't care about black stories, and then if it don't apply, let it fly. But I'm just gonna sit here and just talk about all the reasonings behind fandom racism, and it's just anti-blackness at the end of the day. If you like these shades, if you like this bonnet, and you like this hoodie, you can get it at my website at harriyannahook.com. Now let's go ahead and begin. So whenever there is like a popular show with a majority of white or just non-black cast, has anyone else noticed that the black people in the cast are usually the ones with the least amount of followers as their co-stars? Like, do y'all not get that? Do y'all not be seeing that? Because I do. I be peeping it all the time. Now let's take a look at Blood and Water and Sex Education, for example. I'm just using these shows as example. I'm not here to go in detail about them or not, but both of these series are not American Netflix series. They are both foreign, while Sex Education is from the UK and Blood and Water is from Netflix South Africa. When you go on Instagram and you look at the followings of the cast for Blood and Water, they do have a lot of followers, but it is significantly less than the cast of Sex Education, which is mostly white people. And I also remember back in the day, like when I was like a really big fan of Girl Meets World. I know it's a horrible show. I don't want to hear it. I get it. But Amir Mitchell Towns, who was the son of DJ Jazzy Jeff, he ended up getting a recurring role in season 2 of this series. And he had the least amount of followers out of all of them. Even the people that only made appearances less times than he did. And that was a bit suspicious. Moving on from black actors having the least amount of followers as their non-black co-stars, we also have to get into fandom and material. When you look at fandom and then you look at the black characters 9 times out of 10, they usually have the least amount of fan art and fan fiction and just material for them. And usually 9 times out of 10, the people that are creating, not 9 times out of 10, but I say half the time, the people that are creating this fan art and fan fiction for these characters are usually black. But it's a significant difference how much less fan art there is for them than it is the other characters. And then half the time, that fan art be whitewashed. Like, we can't win, can we? Like, the fan art be whitewashed as hell. Can we not? Can we not? I'm not about to get into the whitewash situation, because if you are using Clip Studio Paint or any kind of digital art program, you do not have the excuse to be doing whitewash fan art. All you gotta do is hold the little pen down on the character and there you have it. Y'all are not smart. Now we gotta get into the entire thing about black fans speaking up about anti-blackness. Shut up, Teen Titans Communicator. That's reminding me I'm not done with volume 2 yet. We're gonna get there. Now we're gonna talk about the entire thing where black friends are speaking up about the anti-blackness within media and non-black people telling them to shut up and be grateful. Why is it that it's always black people y'all are telling to be grateful for the crumbs that they are getting? And the crumbs don't even be good. The crumbs be bitter. They don't be salty. They don't be savory. The crumbs suck. Here we are talking about Miss Dana. Dana is basically the creator of the Owl House, and I have had this opinion about her for a while now, because the design for Luz, we need to talk about it. I'm just so tired of people acting like Dana can do no wrong and that her work is like super duper perfect, and if you're critiquing her, you're hating her. We're not hating on Dana and we're not canceling her. This is just something that needs to be brought to her attention so she can do better when it comes to her putting characters of color, specifically said black characters, in her works. Newsflash, no one's perfect. No one's work is perfect. My work is not perfect, okay? Everything is open to criticism. And before anyone tries to say anything, yes, I am aware black girls wear their hair straight. So when we look at Luz's design, she is an Afro-Latina girl, and this is said body creator, and she has straight hair. I am aware black girls wear their hair straight, but before anyone tries to say anything, like I said, if you're not black, I don't care about your opinion on black hair. I really don't. Stop trying to hit me with that bullshit ass excuse. There are black people in this world with naturally straight hair. Yeah, but most of us do not have straight hair, naturally straight hair specifically. What pissed me off the most when it came to Luz's design is like, it wasn't the fact that she had straight hair, it was when she got her hair wet and that shit stayed straight. Black hair, if it's not relaxed, it reverts back to curly when it gets wet. And then it's beyond Luz and her hair. Luz just has no black features. Like, she has no black features, she's just brown skin. Black fans are allowed to call out things like this, and black fans are allowed to speak up on how white creators are portraying black characters. Like I said, no one is canceling Dana for Luz's design. We are just simply saying that there are flaws here, and she barely looks black like the creator claims that she is. By the way, this is one miscommunication that comes with the term Afro-Latino, because people think when they hear the word Afro-Latino, they automatically think mixed race. And no, not every Afro-Latino person is of mixed race. They're mixed race then if they're not black. Like, Afro means black, y'all. Latino it's an ethnicity, it's not a race. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Now continuing with the subject of fandom racism. It has been this ongoing problem within fandom where white fans, and it's not just white fans, it's been non-black fans, all of y'all asses getting called out, okay? Anti-blackness is universal. It is just not limited to people from Europe. It is not limited to people whose descendants are from Europe, let's be more specifically. But white fans and non-black people would literally get extremely angry when a character that has always been portrayed as white, or has not really been portrayed at all, but you know, in stories and whatnot, they're just white. 9 times out of 10 when they're being white has nothing to do with their character. They throw a fit when they are casted by a black person, and more often when they are casted by a black woman. We have seen this happen on numerous occasions. I remember the first time it ever really scared me like that was when I saw it happen to Starfire in the live action version of Teen Titans, which is stupid and which I don't get because Starfire's character is literally black coded. She's never looked white in the comic books. The main reason so many people think Starfire is white when she's really not even a human, she's a fucking alien, is because of her design from the 2003 version of Teen Titans, which also is stupid because she was like my color. That girl was not white, y'all. Say what y'all want. Starfire was never white. Get over it. But we saw some of the worst of it when it happened to Miss Halle Bailey. Y'all bitches, y'all rude ass, horrible, weird ass Disney adults, y'all gonna pay for what y'all did to Halle. Halle was casted as Ariel for the live action version of The Little Mermaid, and most recently this shit is happening again with the young actor named Leah, who has been casted as Annabeth Chase in the live action television adaptation of the Percy Jackson book series. Now, the main reason these two had got picked is because they were the best person for the job. That is exactly why they got picked. They were not picked to add diversity points or whatever the fuck people try to say. They simply were picked because they were the most qualified and they were the best fit for the job. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with this and that and the third. They simply were the most talented. Not really, I'd say most talented, but they were the right choice for that role right there. Y'all are so quick to say cast the best actor for the role until that person black. Like, y'all even do that shit when it comes to anime dubs. Y'all are not slick. Anime dubbing is a completely different subject than it comes to doing voice acting for Western media. But when it comes to anime dubs, people will throw the biggest fat ass fit if a black voice actor is voicing an anime character. But they have nothing to fucking say when it's white people voicing an anime character. The black person got picked because they were the most qualified for the job. Like I said, y'all don't use that excuse until it happens to black people. Then it's, oh, diversity points. Oh, the casting isn't correct. Shut up. And also, how this shows y'all true colors, because the dog community is really racist. Y'all racist here on YouTube, y'all racist here on Twitter, and y'all are racist here on Instagram, alright? Basically, y'all know the entire situation with Not My Clawdeen, where Clawdeen was casted by a racially ambiguous woman to play her in the live action version of Monster High. Mind you, nobody was being rude to this girl. Well, most people with logic were not being rude to this girl for being casted as Clawdeen. We were upset because of colorism and racism. One thing that got on my nerves is because these white people in doll community, they were the first ones to say some shit talking about do not be jumping on the actor for this and that and the third, but they be quiet as fuck when it be a black person getting harassed for being casted for a role that was originally played by a white person or where the character was originally white. They were over here trying to jump on all the black girls, trying to silence us for being upset that Clawdeen was not played by a dark skinned or brown skinned black girl, let alone just a monoracial black girl. Period. See, y'all gotta keep that same energy everywhere you go. Yes, I'm sorry, but the dog community, y'all asses need to be called out. Y'all really do need to be called out on your anti-blackness, and that situation shows y'all true colors, okay? But then also this entire situation when it comes to casting, it breaks down to one question. Why are you so upset that that originally white character is played by a black person now? And usually the answer is, well, I was able to relate to them. Now I feel like I can't anymore. Why do you feel like you can't relate to that character anymore? Because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you like it is right now. There are so many white characters out here. White characters that I adore, that I, you know, identify with. They remind me of me. They're white, I'm black. That's not gonna stop me from being able to relate to them because that is a person. That right there shows your true colors, that y'all don't see black people as human. Which brings me into my next point when it comes to shows with a majority black cast. Like I'll say P-Valley for example, y'all. The only support I see that P-Valley gets comes from black people. I'm one of them, but that don't got nothing to do with my channel. That's why I barely talk about it. But sooner or later, if nobody on YouTube makes a video about P-Valley, I will do so. Yeah, by the way, it's a show about a strip club, so yeah, that video ain't gonna be suitable for everyone. You are more likely to find a black person being a fan of something with a majority white cast than a white person being a fan of something with a majority black cast. It has been proven numerous times, over and over and over again, especially when it comes to fandom spaces. When you look at fandom spaces for shows that feature black people, most of the people in that fandom are black. You go to a fandom where it features mainly white people or just non-black people, it's a good multicultural setting. Now, I'm gonna sit here and read you guys the analytics that I had did earlier. I decided to ask you guys, the viewers, about your opinions on this. So you guys wanted to know what those polls were for. This is what it's for. So according to my YouTube community page, I went ahead and asked you, I already knew the answer, but I just wanted clarity. I had asked you guys if you have seen The Proud Family, and I put 4 options. I said, I'm black, I am not black, but I'm a person of color, I'm white, and I have not seen it. And I mainly just wanted to pick it for 2 of these, but I had to put other categories in there because I knew it wasn't just gonna be black and white people answering the poll or people that have seen it. So when it came to The Proud Family, 38% of people out of the 2,000 votes that this post got said that they were black, and 13% of white people said they watched The Proud Family. Moving on, I decided to make another one, and this one got almost 3,000 votes on it. I asked about Steven Universe, My Little Pony, and The Owl House, asking if you've seen them, if you're fans of them. The same 4 options as last time. 41% of people said they were black, while 25% of people said they were white. Prove my point correctly. And by the way, y'all, I'm not upset with you guys for answering truthfully. I'm glad you answered truthfully. Thank you for being honest with me. It has been proven time and time again, and even today, that a lot of white people do not watch shows with a majority black cast. And then I realized that it all just boils down to this one thing. Y'all don't care about black stories. And the weirdest thing about this is that I notice in a lot of these works that don't feature black people all that much, y'all love to feature black culture. Y'all have no problem watching something that heavily relies on black culture but barely got any black people in it. Like, oh my god, and I hate when people try to use that excuse talking about hip-hop culture and black culture. That's just American culture. Yeah, and it's black culture just as well. And it also kind of frustrates me where a lot of people don't put their money where their mouth is. Like, talk is cheap. Y'all complain about everything. Like, y'all love to complain about how there's not enough black characters in this show and that show, or that the black character here is getting done dirty and this and that and the third. And then y'all don't go and follow the black cast members for these shows because y'all don't see black people as equal to y'all. Y'all think that you cannot relate to black people. And guess what? Y'all are missing out on some really good stories. Y'all go watch Roll Bounce. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Go watch Roll Bounce, y'all. It's about black people in the 70s and it's about skating. Please go watch Roll Bounce. Go watch Jump In just as well. Jump In is honestly one of the best Disney Channel movies, but it's severely underrated. And part of that has to do with the movie being a majority black cast. I watch and I read a lot of content that heavily features black people, and one of the reasons why is because, one, I'm black, I want to support black stories, but also so much of that material is good. And I'll tell y'all, when it comes to black media, nobody supports black media more than its own community, and that's exactly how these shows keep getting renewed for more seasons, how these movies keep getting made, how these books are selling, because that niche audience is mostly black right there. And I am very grateful to say that I do have a very cultural audience. I really do like that. I noticed that it's not just black people that support me, it's different groups and this and that and the third and whatnot. I'm very thankful for that, and that is showing that things are changing. But then I also have to consider that so much of the material that I talk about on this channel is not black media. I do talk about black media, but when I do talk about black media, those videos don't really get that many views. Like, black people will show up and show out when it comes to their media. The main people I saw talking about The Proud Family Louder and Prouder were black people, and I am really kind of glad that I see that the cartoon community, white people in this community, especially cishet white men, I am a lot happier now seeing that they are watching more shows with black characters and made by black people, and not just black people but just people of color in general. I am very glad to see that a lot of white people in this community are doing better about their media diets, I'd say, and deciding to add more than just works made by white people, specifically straight white people and specifically straight white men. Like Proud Family, Lauder, and Prouder got so much support from the black community. Selling the Spades got so much support from the black community. Abbott Elementary got so much support from the black community, and it got a lot of hate from the white community. That just goes to show you, all right? And Bring It, most of all, got its support from the black community, and that just pisses me off that so many white people were so turned off from it because they said it was ghetto dance moms. And I'm telling you, dance moms was ghetto. Why do y'all always associate the word ghetto with blackness? Because there's a whole bunch of white people shit out here that I can tell y'all that is ghetto. Like Rick and Morty is on the TV right now. I don't even watch this shit, and this shit is ghetto and I can't stand it. Dance Moms was ghetto. And then also another thing that really bothers me when it comes to black works is that y'all be so extra hard and critical on so many things within black works, but this same thing happens in white media and y'all don't have much to say about that. Like one of the main things that got on my fucking nerves when it came to Selling the Spades is that so many people were complaining, saying that Selah and the Spades didn't have a storyline. And last time I checked, American Graffiti didn't have a storyline. Clueless didn't have a storyline. The Breakfast Club didn't have a storyline. These are all movies where you say nothing happens. White feminist favorite movie of all time, Lady Bird, that's another little movie where nothing else really happens. The style that Selling the Spades was in, it was no different than a lot of these white teen movies that everybody loves to hype up. It was just a series of events happening and then things just moved on to the next. It's like a TV show, but it's in a movie setting. It's called slice of life storytelling, y'all. Get with it. Damn, it's a film genre. But that's literally what the movie is. But then I realized what so many of the critiques for Selling the Spades were, where people excuse them in white media, especially white media that is seen to be the greatest of all time. It just hit me. Y'all don't care about black stories. And it's weird because so much of this content that y'all be begging for, it be here. It just be having black people in it. And one thing that irritates me so much is that talk is cheap. So many people will talk up and down talking about we need more diversity here, we need more diversity there, but you actually won't go out and watch said diverse thing. You won't go out and read that book by that Asian American author that you've been begging for so long. You see where I'm coming? You see where I'm going? Y'all say that y'all want one thing and then when you actually get the shit, you don't get it. Like, I have been dying for a fucking anime about adults, and you know what? Spy X Family came out, alright? And I went to it. I've been dying for some josei anime, and I started reading Paradise Kiss, okay? Put your money where your mouth is, y'all. You say you want one thing, go after it. I'm sorry, this just got off topic, but no, I'm mad because y'all be making so much noise about this and that and the third, but then you won't actually go and do said thing that you want. Like, y'all rarely go out of y'all way to support black people, and it's just people of color in general, but we talking about black people here today. And one thing that always annoys me is that why are people so like here when it's like non-black people trying to tell black stories, but they won't actually sit and listen to a black creative telling the story themselves? Like, I firmly believe that black stories need to be told by black people, and yes, white creators are allowed to do that, but why do y'all always run towards them and not go to the person where the material is coming from? And also, one thing that get on my nerves when people be complaining about the budget for black-led shows and movies and shit like that. Yeah, part of the reason the budget isn't that big as white-led productions is because they know that if a show or movie has a mostly black cast, most of its audience is gonna be black people. It's just the truth. It's just been proven numerous times, all right? And last thing I'm gonna end this on, I'm gonna end it on this note. Y'all, that little dog been screaming all day. I hope he's okay. But Black Lives Matter applies more to than just, you know, being here for black people when they're getting brutalized by the po-po. Black Lives Matter applies to more things, and that also has to do with creativity in the entertainment industry and the media. If you really care about black lives, you will support black media. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, because I really do appreciate my audience, because a lot of y'all here that watch me are not black people, but a lot of you guys do have a good mix in your media diet on the different kinds of work and things that you consume. I am very appreciative of that. Like, I'm glad that y'all care about Black stories. I'm very appreciative of that. But nothing is gonna change with, you know, Black work getting the recognition that it deserves until it finally, you know, hits a more broader spectrum and, you know, more non-Black people actually come in and support their work. Like, my channel honestly would not be what it is now if I didn't have non-Black people coming in and supporting my work. But then it also kind of, I feel kind of stuck too as a creator, because I noticed that when I make videos about things that are, you know, Black led and Black created and things like that, they get less views. But then when I talk about more white people stuff and talk about the negative in there with the racism and all of that jazz, that's where all of it skyrockets. And I understand people are watching those videos for educational purposes and that they want to do better. But then I also just wish people would watch my stuff where, like, Black people made it and the representations is better. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. It feels good to be back on camera because, y'all, I can't stand it staying up till 4 a.m. editing voiceover videos. It is not fun whatsoever, and I can't stand it. But if you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not. We at 100K. I don't know how long we gonna be here. We might be here for a while. I'm good. I'm here for a good time. All right. You guys want to know a way to support me? I have a Patreon down below. I've just uploaded a video about my feelings towards the MC. It cut off, okay, but I just uploaded a video about my feelings towards the MCU. You guys should go check that out if you can. The most expensive tier on Patreon is $5. The cheapest is $1. I also have donation links down below if you don't want to join the Patreon but still want to make a donation. I'm grateful for all. Also have merch down below. Like I said, you can get these sunglasses, you can get this bonnet, you can get this hoodie, all of that at harriyannahook.com. Links will be down below. I think that's all I gotta say. Support my web show called The Progenies. Worked really hard on that. Support Black works, please. Don't forget to follow me on everything at Harriyanna, HARRIYNNA. Also, The Progenies is free to watch. It's free to follow me. Thank you guys for watching and have a good night.
'Cause I work hard to get to this point in my life. I'm blowing up, so don't hate. Just congratulate.
The Powerpuff Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA. The Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay.